Land developers stopping buying land. What do you think? A big land developer in the UK who's been buying land consistently for years and years and years have just recently declared they are stopping. They're not, they're not just like having a pause, they're not having a minute, they're not struggling, things like that. They are genuinely stopping buying land, and their reasons is they just can't get the land deals to stack anymore because obviously the rising land costs, the constraints from obviously the government's yo-yoing decision making, and obviously the rising costs, the rising build costs. It's absolutely phenomenal. I can tell you now, the rising build costs have been insane. One thing that nobody asks though is, how are merchants doing? Are merchants struggling because there's a rise in costs, or are they doing all right and they're just passing the costs on to the developer? You've got to think about it. If you squeeze the developer, that stops jobs like we are doing now, that stops tradesmen earning, and that eventually stops the merchants selling product. So what do people think is going to happen? What we actually need is the consortium of trades and construction to get together and work as a team. Because if you don't, and you stress us like us developers, how do you think this ends? We stop building, we stop adding risk, because I'll tell you now, banks, they're getting richer. They're having the squeeze, average 16-17% on cost of finance. They're earning their crust. So if everyone else is earning their crust, and this huge news today that major developers are stopping buying land, all right, it might not be a today issue, but it's definitely a tomorrow issue, because the cost it takes when you buy land, you can be sat on it for several years before you get a scheme drafted, get it all approved in planning, because that's a joke these days in the UK. And I said this a couple of years ago, why is it that China and Dubai can build at speed, but yet in the UK it takes forever? So yeah, land developers stopping buying land. What do you think?